Girl, she all in between the ankle. So, I wanted to give like a little alien looking mug. You know, it is Halloween. And, you know, I be thinking about things when I be like high. Um, when y'all come in here, make sure y'all click like. Wait a minute, I feel like this is not giving me the light that I need. Oh, we got to move. This is not giving me the light that I need. I need to be in the light, Caroline. Come to the light, Caroline. Give me light. Okay, so let me. Oh, yes, this is my spot. Oh, this light feels so much better. So, this is going to be a bit of a rant. Um, and I'm just like really, really trying to process how I'm feeling. So, oh my goodness. So I've been watching a lot of content. I've been consuming a lot of content, and three of the films that I've been watching, well, not films, TV shows I've been watching. The first one is gonna be Wicked City. So I'm watching Wicked City, and I'm paying attention. Like, I'm excited about the fact that you see black people, deeply melanated people who have magical powers. Like, I'm excited about that. I love that. It's a lot of strong, powerful, deeply melanated witches. Of course, you know, it's being shot in Georgia, in Atlanta. And but the thing that bothers me, because I'm in the third season now, is that there's this demonizing of the man. Like, the man form is being demonized, and the sisterhood is really being promoted, and like, you're seeing like the lesbianism, which is nothing wrong with lesbian behavior, like, but it's just weird to me um that that's always so easily. I mean, I guess that has something to do with it being a patriarchal society. I'm starting not to really understand if it does or not, because I don't know who wrote it. Maybe I need to find out who actually wrote Wicked City. But yeah, when I was watching it last night, it's like, okay, y'all giving us beautiful people, like y'all, like black people are so beautiful. We are, just like as a species, I just really feel like, as a part of the human race, like, we are really beautiful beings. But it's like acting has become for black people about just like being empty, like it's just a bunch of pretty empty people, like it's a bunch of pretty ambitious empty people, and all of these narratives where we constantly just grinding and trying to get it out the mud and struggling, and like, I'm just like, it seemed like it's just good times dressed up, like, no matter, like, even when you look at Power, like you look at Ghost, like you look at these shows where black people just really got money and they're just really experiencing extreme wealth, and they go into the best colleges, and it's still the same struggle. Like, it's still, you got to get it out the mud. You're in survival mode. You're trying to figure out how you gonna make it. The odds always against you. Like, why is this always the narrative, and why is this the narrative that's being cultivated for black people within the music, within the culture? Like, why is it? I was watching It's This Way in Witches, in Wicked City. Like, no matter how much access we have, no matter how much resources we have, it's just a dressed up good times. It's just a dressed up scratching and surviving. Ain't we lucky we got them? Like, no matter how much you dress it up, it's still good times. Like, it's still just giving me a good time situation in a fancy suit and some cufflinks, you know, and with a Prada purse and some Louis Vuittons. It's still that same slavery mentality. It's still that same, how are we gonna keep our heads above water? How are we gonna make it? Like that's just in every storyline with black people, and it just seems like trauma porn is just really becoming a thing for us. And like when them came out, I could not watch them because it just gave me trauma porn. I tried to watch. Somebody has suggested that I watch Beauty, Black and Beauty, or Black and Beauty, or something like that. It's a new Tyler Perry thing. T.S. Madison was in it, and she played a silicone doctor, and it was so original, you know, just to have her, like, you know, that was so original to have her play the role, to come in and just like really be, you know, the one that was murdering a black girl. Like, to have her come in and kill a black girl with some fake seal. Like, I'm not even much finna give. I'm not. I'm just. I definitely can't watch the rest of the season, but I also couldn't watch all of Monsters, you know, which was about the Menendez brothers. Like, I also can't watch all of that because it's just like, where is TV going? And a couple of things that I find ironic, because, you know, like when I watch content, I don't just watch it just to watch it. I watch it because I'm really paying attention to what is the storylines, because I think a lot of times they're revealing truths to us in the stories. So I've been watching Vox Machina, and it's a adult animated cartoon, and it's so crazy. Like, I've been like able to watch it because a lot of the people in the show, they're not black, but it does look like they got a little bit of melanin. So I'm in the third season of Vox Machina, and if you are a Vox Machina watcher, please, you know, just try and check out if you have not seen the last 3 episodes of this season. But the first time that they so like every time they use someone in Vox Machina who looks like they could actually be black, it always winds up being some foolishness, you know. And the most powerful black person they actually had in the show turned out to be this dragon. And it was so crazy that they were responsible for poisoning her. They were responsible for poisoning her, and she wanted vengeance because they had poisoned her, and they killed her. Like, they were able to be the heroes. Like, how do you get to poison? How do you get to not take accountability? Like, to me, like, I don't even understand consciously what type of message that is. You do wrong to someone, you harm somebody, you're responsible for someone else's suffering, but you fight them because you feel like somehow you deserve to prosper. You like the storyline was just crazy, because if y'all were responsible for poisoning her, then why are y'all making her into the bad guy? Like, how was she even the bad guy? Where's her reciprocity? And then it was all of these, you know, now Caucasian looking people who have all of these gifts, you know what I'm saying? And they're using all of these gifts that they got from nature. And if dragons did exist, I'm sure they would be older than humans. So, you know, I just didn't like the way that story was told. I didn't like the way your tribe was responsible for punishing her. I didn't like that subliminally as a message, how your tribe was responsible for punishing her, for making her sick, for poisoning her, for polluting her body. You know, I could relate to this shit. Like, I was triggered as hell. So y'all are responsible for poisoning this black woman. Y'all are responsible for polluting this black woman, but y'all get to kill her off, and y'all get to make her look like the monster. Like, that shit was crazy. And so, and then y'all know I'm gonna go back to the Avatar, which was, I think it was nominated for an Emmy this year. And I just find it interesting that the Avatar was nominated for an Emmy when Aang is talking about saving the world, but there's no black people in this world that he's saving. Like, not one black person was in this world that he's saving. And so this made me have to ask a specific question. And the question that I want to ask is, like, even now they're taking black history or African American history out of the school system. So if y'all are taking black people out of the history books, and y'all are erasing black people in your mainstream storytelling, and then meanwhile you just got, black writers and black storytellers who have the power to create narratives for us, just around here still giving us that same scratching and surviving narrative in Brooks Brothers suits and Louis Vuitton shoes. It's still that same scratching and surviving, ain't we lucky we got them narrative. But y'all just using young, attractive black people in fancy clothes, just high priced slaves, to tell the same story that Good Times told. Like, it's still the same stuff. Like, no matter how you dress up black people, y'all still telling the same story. And that's a problem for me. So you got black people over here dressed up struggling. You got black people over here with $1,000 wigs on, expensive makeup, expensive hair, living in fancy houses, still telling the same struggle story, still on the struggle bus, still scratching and surviving, being pimped out, and Tyler Perry, to me, it's like, you're worth $1 billion now. Like, why are you telling these stories that don't elevate us? Why are all of your stories just rooted in trauma porn? Like, watching this and just normalizing, seeing women being mistreated, normalizing seeing men be toxic and misogynistic, and you living out your homoerotic fantasies because you gonna make sure that we see, some booty cheeks and some penis from the back. Like, and everybody is okay with this. Like, that's the thing for me. Like, so many of us are okay with this. So my thing is, and my question is, make sure y'all click that like when you come when you come onto the live, if you support this video. I'm trying to get through the algorithm. So my thing is that if that's what we're doing, like, I feel like the alien ships are coming. I do feel like something is about to happen with black people, black indigenous people, the descendants of the ones who were made prisoners of war, the ones who were American, were treated like slave chattel. I do feel like something big is about to happen with black people in this next phase of consciousness. And I don't know. I don't know if it's about to be a purge. I don't know if it's about to be a war. I don't know if the spaceships is standing right out there and they just waiting for the wrong ancestor to get messed over for them to intervene. I don't know what's going on. But I definitely feel like it's about to be some beam me up Scotty T's. And I just feel like when America falls and America is no longer called America, I think that the new name for America should be do too much country. Like, because this is where you come to do too much. Like, this is just literally just doing too much. Like, that's what they need to call this. Like, and I think that the reason why we've been cast down into this society is because we don't know how to sit with our ancestors, who live on that other planet, who live on Nibirutu or whatever planet it is that we got exiled. I'm starting to get it now. I'm starting to get it. Like, I always be talking about, you can't sit with me, and I really just feel like that's what's going on. Like, our ancestors, I don't think that they're classist. I don't think that they're elitist. I don't think they're the elite bourgeois. I just think that they're ancient beings, and there's an expectation that they have. Like, I don't want to confuse elitism and elite bourgeois. I don't think that's what it is. I think that this is a realm for ego. I think that this is a realm for ego. And I think that the realm that they exist in does not, does it, the ego is just not something that could thrive in that space. Like you can't live on that, live in that realm or live in that dimension if you constantly need attention and you constantly feel the need to make everything about you, and you're constantly sowing discord and mischief, and you're just doing the most. So until you get that doing the most out of your system, then you descend into this realm, into the realm that we're in. Do too much city. That's we're literally in do too much city. So this is do too much town, and we're in do too much nation. And like I said, when America falls and it becomes whatever it's going to be called, I think that that's what we should call it. Do too much. Do too much. Like, because that's literally people just doing too much. Like, I was out walking last night, and I ain't gonna lie, I was in my cups. I had to have me a sip. And this boy looked like he couldn't have been no more than 16 or 17 years old, seriously trying to holler at me. And that's the thing that gets me when y'all start talking about the perversion of the LGBT community and the perversion of the LGBT community. This boy looked at like he was a child. You know what I'm saying? He looked like he was going to grow up into something. But just at the age that he was, to be trying to flirt with me and to be he looked like he was African too. Like, it's been a lot of that with the Africans. But he came at me and he obviously looked like a minor. And he was serious. He legit thought he stood a chance. And y'all be so focused on the queer community, y'all be so focused on the LGBT community, that what y'all really be around here teaching these children is, as long as you could perform the role that's set before you, as long as you could perform, like if you born with a penis, I need you to give me boy in public. I need you to maneuver like a boy. You could have you could be as perverted as you want to be. Like you could be around here having sex with old women. You could be around here having sex with your homeboy. You could be around here I just need you to perform masculinity. In the same way with young girls. Like, y'all could be around here having sex with whoever you want to, but I just need you to perform I need you to perform femininity. I need you to perform womanhood. I need you to look like a woman while you're doing it. And so what bothers y'all is when y'all see people who are living in their truth, because this is the thing with me. I already know once people get my tea, that's the first thing y'all gonna try to throw on me. Is, they probably doing stuff to this, and they probably touching on so-and-so, and they probably doing. I remember when I was a child, people wouldn't let me hold their babies. I remember it. I remember being told that I could not hold someone's baby because you didn't want what I had to rub off on them. I remember that. It's never been lost on me. And so I would be the last one, because I already know I'm the first one that y'all gonna look at. I'm the first one that y'all gonna try to put that on. And so, but the truth is, it's always been you that were performing halflinghood, that were performing these roles that we learned in this makeshift lopsided reality. It's always been you that was around here grooming these children for perversion. It was so crazy, because yesterday I was sharing with empathy, and I'm not gonna share empathy's story because that's empathy's place to share, but I'm gonna share my story. Make sure y'all click that like button when you're coming into the space, because I'm trying to get through the algorithm, so that's important. But I remember when I was younger, my uncle, he when I was like I want to say I was like 13 years old, my uncle showed me some porn. And my uncle showed me the porn because he was trying to show me how boys have sex with girls. Now, he was into white women at the time, Caucasian women. So he showed me a Caucasian woman being penetrated by a black man. Now, mind you, I always saw myself as the girl. I always saw myself as the receiver. I always saw myself as the one that would be penetrated Like I always imagined myself, like I didn't know what sex was, but I always imagined myself in the feminine role. So what he did was he perverted my mind by introducing me to that content. The way that he introduced me to that content, he made me look at white women as a sex symbol. And so I went through this period of wanting to be like a white woman. I got my little hairpiece on today, got a little lash on today, giving y'all a little something something today. But for the most part, I'm very comfortable with my natural hair. I'm very comfortable with my natural features. But I zhushed it up today. I was feeling like a little extra because I'm doing a Zoom call after this, so I wanted to zhush it up for my Zoom call. But yeah, so when he showed me that porn, like when he showed me that, he legit like made me see white women as sex symbols. So then I wanted to emulate white women. And a lot of heterosexual people, a lot of the people that y'all don't worry about, they be around here exposing children to content and exposing children to situations that our mind is not ready to process. And we already are different. We gonna be who we are regardless as to what you introduce us to. But it warps the being we're becoming. I was always going to lean more into my womanhood. I was always going to lean more into my foremothers. I was always going to lean more into my femininity. But what you did was made me idolize the white woman. And so then I became this entity in my family, or became this energy in my family, where I was promoting European culture, promoting the European aesthetic. Like I went through that whole phase where I was making, my family members feel like, oh girl, you're not together, girl, because you ain't wearing no weave, girl. You're not together, girl, because you don't have no makeup on, girl. You're not together because this, that. Like I went through that whole season of my life, and that was because of the influence when he introduced me to that porn. And when I saw all of those magazines with all of those white women in his room, I looked at white femininity as the standard as a result of him exposing me to that while I was still a child. While I was still a child. Now, it's one thing to let children hear you cuss. It's another thing to expose them to sex. It's another thing to expose them to adult situations like that. And I just feel like I said again, I think the aliens is here. I think the aliens is coming. I think the aliens is coming to really just like do a sift. They could just gonna do a sift. I don't know if a lot of black people is about to ascend. I don't know if the rapture come in and black people is just about to raise up and go to the next dimension. I don't know if it's about to be a purge. Maybe it's about to be a mixture. Maybe it's about to be a little bit of purge and a little bit of spaceship.
But like my mother said, she's hearing me, but she will not be going to neighborhood school. To me, that is a neighborhood school. If you can walk.
Yeah, I don't know if it's about to be on. I don't know if it's about to be. I don't know if it's about to be on. Maybe this sunlight is just not out today. Yeah, I don't know if it's about to be a purge or if the aliens about to come, but something gotta be about to happen because like black people is starting to be edited out of mainstream content. When our lighter skinned siblings are telling the story, like we're starting to get edited out the content. They're trying to edit us out the history books. And the one, like I said earlier, the ones who actually have the power to tell stories in our community, they're all telling stories that leave us vulnerable. Like they're not telling stories that are preparing us. And Wicked, like that's what I was counting on Wicked to do. Like I was counting on Wicked to do that for me. Like the Wicked City, I think it's on the All Black Network. And it's in the 3rd season. Like I was counting on Wicked to do that, but it's like all of these like the cast is predominantly black, and you see them with magic, but the biggest war that they're having is amongst each other. and it's a battle of the sexes. Like that's what it's giving me. It's giving me a battle of the sexes. Like it's a black man against it's a black man against a black woman. Like, and I don't know, maybe this battle needs to happen, but if the divine feminine wins the battle, what does that mean for society? Does that mean that we're going to do what we've been doing? Like, is the same thing kind of is the same? Are we gonna do things the same way? Or are we gonna continue on in the same way, just under a matriarchy? Like, is that what's gonna happen? Like I have questions about that. Oh, thank you. Looking beautiful sibling. When I get paid, I'ma cash up you. Have a wonderful day. Oh, thank you. Um, Mercury energy, Virgo, Gemini. Yes, Atlantis. And like, that's where I'm at. Like, is it about to be a shift? Like, are we about to hit it up out of here? Like, is that what the tea about to be? Cause that's what I like. Cause like the signs are pointing, something's happening. Like on TikTok, everybody's talking about, how the carbon is about to, enter, and how our color is about to change. And we hearing from NASA that spaceships are, like we know all it. So what is about to happen with black people? Bitch, I want to know. What is about to happen with black people? I don't know. But something got to shake, because do too much city is doing too much. Do too much city is doing too much. Hey, Fatima. Do too much city is doing too much. Do you hear me? And baby, if I need to get ready for my ascension, like, I feel like the ancestors, like, so I was watching this video yesterday where they were saying, where this guy had said that NASA said that it was ships waiting outside. It was ships waiting outside of the planet, like, like they literally sitting on the outside. And he was like, is the Anunnaki about to come back and they're about to rearrange the power system? Like, they're about to move some people out of power and put some people into power. And he was like, I'm sure if they're taking some people out of power and putting some people in power, they're also going to take some people with them. Like I don't think all of us will literally have to stay. Like, some of us will literally be literally about to chunk up the deuces on y'all. Like, but if they really about to come and do that, like, he was like, they gave us the vaccine so that it could disrupt our vibrations and they wouldn't know who to look for. Like, that's why they gave us the vibration. And I'm like, I defer to the Bible on that. Like, you remember they said no weapon formed against us shall prosper. So anything that they have created on this planet to try to disrupt my vibration so that my ancestors can't hit me on those spaceships, honey. Gualalafitun babosa yaktao, honey. You will not keep my ancestors from me, honey. Nothing in my bloodstream. No vaccination. No weapon formed, honey. No weapon formed, honey. Period. When is my time to go, baby? Yes, honey. So, I'm excited. I'm excited because I'm telling you, something big is about to happen. Something big is about to happen. And I was watching, Aaron had sent me a video about this Dorsey County in Wisconsin, how they have picked the last 6 presidents of the United States. And from the rhetoric, I'm hearing Donald Trump, but this is my thing with, because I still believe that it's a selection and not an election. But my thing with Donald Trump is I feel like because Donald Trump is a part of the billionaires club, Donald Trump is more of a threat to the deep state. Like the question is Donald Trump, because he's a part of the billionaires club and because he has that access, is is he gonna comply? Is he gonna do what they want him to do? And so now my question becomes, were those threats on his life, like were they manufactured by his party or people within his party, or was those actually warning shots to say, hey, if you win this electoral college vote, if you are selected via the electoral college vote, you better do just what we expect Kamala to do? Were those warning shots? Like, because it was giving me manufactured, but now since I'm getting more details about, like hearing, people's reasons, because a lot of people feel like Kamala is gonna, um, be that force for the LGBT community because it's beneficial. It's the pharmaceutical companies, all of that. Like, it's so much money to be made. So, like, that's why she's gonna support the law because they don't have old money. They're taking money from the people. Like, they literally was out here asking the American people to give them $5. Like they need the American people to really really chip in on everything. The club that Donald Trump is in, they don't really need the American people to chip in like that. So of course she's gonna motherfucking support. Excuse my French. She's gonna support anything that's gonna, make sure that the coffers don't go empty. So yeah, she's gonna support it. And so like she's gonna follow the deep state. She's gonna do what the deep state says. But is Donald Trump gonna do what the deep state says? That's the problem. And so like my question is, were those warning shots like, look, if you slip up and win this electoral college vote, then we need you to know you gonna follow the same stuff that we had planned out for her. And if you don't follow it, then baby, so I'm not trying to say that's a possibility, but that's just something to think about. That's just something to think about. You know. Yeah, that's just my opinion. Yeah, but I just wanted to get on here really fast. Like I definitely am not gonna continue watching like Beauty and the Black. Like Tyler Perry, I'm just like at this point I'm just not understanding what is the intent. Like you really legit said, I got my money, I got my formula, I don't care what it do to y'all. I don't care what it does to y'all. This is due too much garbage can city, and I'm gonna put out trash for y'all while I just go and lay back on the ranch and enjoy my peace and my solace, and I'm gonna put out trash for y'all, and I'm gonna enjoy my billions. I'm going to get all the rest and relaxation. I'm going to get top of the line care. Like I am going to be treated like a king, and I am going to give y'all the crumbs that fall off the table, and you're going to eat it and smile because you want to be like me. You want what I have, so you're going to eat it and smile. And so what he is cultivating, the seeds that he's cultivating right now, is the next writers are going to be even more garbage than he is. They're going to be, we are raising up garbage writers. And as we raise up these garbage writers, we are sinking ourselves deeper and deeper into the abyss. Well, some of y'all, not me. Because, I'm going to use this opportunity to share from my book that I wrote. We're going to end this one with a As a matter of fact, I'll just read the back. I'm going to read the back of the book. So this is Becoming Purple by yours truly. It is my personal Bible of recollecting reflections. And I'm going to read the back of the book. And you can go and get you a copy of this book on Writers Republic, the website. I would prefer you go to Writers Republic because I get a bigger cut when you do that. So don't do it on Amazon. Don't do me that. Do Writers Republic. If you're gonna do me the right way. This book is a written testimony of our experiences as a Negro Aborigine born in Louisiana 45 years ago. Of course, I'm 47 now. It is a record of some of the many challenges we have endured because we could not deny our connection to our foremothers in a patriarchal binary society. It is also a record of some of our happiest moments. This book is not fiction, it's based on our life. It is a mixture of all things us. It's a collection of original images, stories, poems, and letters. It is an outpouring of ourselves. The stories told in this book have impacted and shaped our being on this plane. It is a private love letter made public. Wise people know love isn't always pretty. This book is meant to aid in fostering conversations and dialogues that help us to transcend stigma associated with gender, sex, race, disease, mental illness, addiction, sex work, and human sexuality. This book is about our journey to embracing all of ourselves, both chaos and order, masculine and feminine, the bitter and the sweet. We hope that through our openness and vulnerability, we can guide others towards healing. We pray this book serves as added encouragement and inspiration to those who are on a path of self discovery, inner peace, and wholeness. Leilem Leiler. I love that. We are Kaneem Mafa, which is our artist name, our sovereign name, and free name. Kaneem Mafa means king, queen, mama, father. It is about both guiding and serving. This book is an act of guiding and serving. We are serving the reader our truth, praying it guides others in their decision making, allowing them to learn from our perceivable missteps as well as our success. What makes this book interesting is that the reader gets to time travel often. As we experience many flashbacks in this book because of the author's unique style of storytelling. The author, who actually uses they, them pronouns and she pronouns, decided to only use they, them, us, we pronouns to share this collection of short stories. The hope is that everyone who reads this book will be able to connect with the main character no matter their sex or gender. This book is a creative, raw, wisdom filled, transparent, informative, and honest. There are no chapters. The book is divided into 14 RRs. These are what the author calls recollecting reflections. This book is nearly half a century worth of growth and awareness. Truly, beings like ourselves don't receive much airtime in the Holy Bible, so we decided to write our own. This is our personal Bible, and now it's available to all of you as well. Now, I'm going to share I'm going to share the intro because I feel like there's a sermon in this. Wait a minute, hold on. Yeah, I'm going to read the first one because the first one really, really, really gets to me. And and I want to share that because like I want people to really, really think about what this means. So we're gonna dig a little deeper right here, and I hope that this resonates with some whole beings. I hope that this resonates with some trans beings. I hope that this resonates with some non-binary beings, and I hope that this awakens some cis beings, who have been just navigating in a lot of halfling energy. And I think that just the term angel, like if you're not looking at it in a spiritual way, you're just looking at it in a scientific way, angels, aliens, they're the same thing, in my mind. So as I read, think about what I was talking about at the beginning of the live about, the spaceships, because I really do feel like, that time is near. Like you can see it in how they're trying to reset, history, how they're trying to erase certain things because there's going to be an exodus. Like an exodus is happening. Like you could see it in just how they are recalibrating mainstream. Anyway, many names have been used to describe our being. Many of us resonate with alleged fictional beings of lore, and others we know for certain exist. We are chameleons, mermaids, dragons, butterflies, wildcats, seahorses, dolphins, phoenixes, and unicorns. We are called countless names throughout countless cultures. Some are perceived as harmful and discouraging, while others are uplifting and empowering. One of the names that have stood out most in our spirit is angel. Webster defines angel as a being who is superior to humans in power and intellect, but lower in the celestial hierarchy. This language speaks loudly through the writer because of the duality embedded in the word. It allows the reader to observe and understand quite differently how terms or titles can be used to exalt yet humble simultaneously. There are many human Aborigine offspring born specifically in the deep southern regions of what has been conquered, claimed, and renamed America, whose spirituality has profoundly impacted the dominant culture. One example of this truth is the Southern Baptist Church's reach within and throughout intersecting communities. This serving as a reality has historically warped some of our understanding about the word angel. We place them on mental pedestals, revering them as grandiose and otherworldly. Many believe them to be sacred and holy messengers from the other realms, acting as heavenly ambassadors to an omnipotent creator of all. Then there are angels who were cast out and believed to be forsaken, those who were said to have betrayed their maker to follow the alleged one, to be cast down to earth. Satan, Lucifer, is another name of Satan. He is also known as the son of the morning, the angel of music, the light bearer, one of the most beautiful beings in the heavens. After his fall, he became known as the serpent, the deceiver, the father of lies. Now, what makes this particularly interesting is that many of us were taught that angels did not have souls. Therefore, wait, they inherently lacked the free will to make such a choice. Ain't that something? Like we were taught that they didn't have souls, so where did they get the free will to make that choice? But anyway, I digress. Make sure y'all click that like button, to support the live so that I could get through the algorithm. Yet they did. They left their dwellings on the unseen plains. They descended from their station in heavenly knowingness to walk amongst humans who were actively struggling to figure out their own purpose. Some angels were sent as divine messengers, others had fallen from grace or were lost. But what a thought provoking notion. Angels, messengers, or aliens for those who are more scientific, walking amongst us for different reasons and different intentions on a daily basis. The truth is, no matter who sent these beings, or how they ended up amongst the human species, we have not we have not been slighted by their potential to inspire and expand mortal consciousness. However, it is always a prized commodity one seeks to invest in others, especially if the intent is to wait. However, awareness, because that word was important. However, awareness is not always a prized commodity one seeks to invest in others, especially if the intent is to have control over others' narratives. Oof. Awareness, baby. They don't want us to be aware of everything that's going on. They don't want us to be aware. Like that is so like they don't want us to be aware. Awareness is not a prized commodity one seeks to invest in others, especially if the intent is to have total control over others' narratives, frequency, and life force. Questions arise to support this theory when we examine the experiences of those perceived to be the most vulnerable in our circle. In this collection of stories, the writer will transport the reader into a realm where modern day slavery thrives as an essential component within the civilized world. Paper, plastic, electrical, and political currency are all charged by human activity. Bitch, you better steal whatever we choose to serve or slave for should not be forced upon us through deception and half truths. It should be our well informed choice to make. This testimony is an opportunity to further evaluate this idea. We, the writer, will share stories based on our perception of truth. We will share our light and testimony as one of the many angels who are blending among mankind. At the end of these stories, you, the reader, will decide for yourself, was this angel sent by the divine, or did they simply fall from grace? Perhaps the angel was sent and then got lost along the way. Who really knows? Certainly, there won't be a unanimous response and agreement. Even still, if the reader is more aware and feels compelled to think deeper about the world around them, then it hasn't been in vain. This book of multifaceted truths, the intent is to inspire the reader to continue to study, research, and search their own hearts for clarity as to how things manage to hold relevance, as to how these things manage to hold relevance in their own lives. May they continue investing time and meditation and energy into this testament of recollections and reflections. This is the format we've chosen for this style of presentation rather than calling them chapters. Each story within this book will be known as a recollecting reflection. The abbreviation of that is RR. This is to be our published testimony and written record from our own perspective. It is our prayer that this may be considered a practical digestion for continuous understanding, spiritual grounding, and the expansion of our worldviews in these progressive and modern times. If digested with the intent to truly empathize, collective healing can be that much more encouraged. Come on, collective healing. It is our vision that through telling our stories, souls from all over can truly rejoice. It is then those on the path can celebrate, whether on this plane or the next. For then, not word would have been written purposely. Our testimony does not seek to make villains of individuals, but rather to illustrate how we all have the capacity to create havoc and chaos for others occasionally. Whether it is done intentionally or not, it is the truth. This book is dedicated to the loves from society, to loves whom society had poisoned, but before they left this trying world, they were blessed to see past their pain and trauma, the pain and trauma in their souls. We love them dearly. Our special friend, Aaron Lucian, and our husband, Faisal Pantaleon. Thank you for your lessons you taught us. This testimony is also dedicated to our grandmother, Eula Mae Brister Jackson Clark. I had to give all the names. The being who introduced us to the faith and book that began our spiritual journey, the Holy Bible. She taught us that changing our name does not change our roots. She worked and served under the patriarch to provide for her offspring, but around her home, she acted as sovereign. She tended to both her family and her plants with tenderness and care. She instinctively honored Mother Nature. She was indeed one of many true matriarchs. Our heritage ran like roots through her soul. It is just as her mother before her in the garden. Yes, because my great grandmother had a garden too. She also passed that connection to her daughter, our mother, Julie Jackson, and nurture, who continues to care for and nurture. Just as our grandmother had the capacity to raise children who were not directly from her womb, so did our mother, Julie Jackson. Our grandmother is one of the beings who adopted it. Our grandmother is one of many beings who adapted in order to survive, so her offspring will someday thrive in a world quickly changing all around. Those changes directly align with the religion that is being programmed aggressively into her generation's identities. The religion that is being programmed into her generation's identities. I gotta back that up. Our grandmother is one of many beings who adapted in order to survive so her offspring could someday thrive in a world quickly changing all around. Those changes directly align with the religion that was being programmed aggressively into her generation's identities. Baby, that's something to unpack. Unpack that in your spare time. The effects are still evident, present in nearly all of her offspring today, because they're all Christian. However, the impact of colonization was not able to be kept a secret, has not been able to keep the secret of who and whose we are. We still know who we be. One has only to open their spiritual eye to see. We are combinations We are combinations of both mother and father, masculine and feminine, bitter and sweet, dark and light, chaos and order, joy and pain. I am whole. I am whole. We are whole. A man, a woman, lay lim, lay learn. Now, I would read, I think we'll probably take like a day to like read like different chapters of the book, and punishment for dreamers is the first chapter of the book, and I think that that chapter is important because that's when the initial programming starts. Like, that's when you're literally like the power that is within you, the art that's within you, the magic that is within you, that is when they are starting to really, really like do this work of separating things in your mind. Because I know the first 2 years of I went to school in kindergarten, we were split. The males were split from the females, and I would always play on the girl side, like, and I would never get in trouble for it. But I think that's why I got my first paddling, because she didn't like me because I was defiant in that way. And she knew that I was different. And I experienced that in school. I experienced teachers taunting me for my apparent connection to my foremothers. Like, they would say things like, your train ain't off the track, your train ain't on the right track, something ain't right with you. But I remember as a child that verbal policing to kind of like coax me in a different direction. And me and Empathy was talking about that yesterday. I talk about this in the book, like literally my favorite Christmas ever. My favorite Christmas ever was my mama had bought me a football, a basketball, a baseball bat, and a baseball. And I don't know. I think she bought me something else, but I know it was a football, a basketball, a baseball, and a baseball bat and a catcher's mitt. And I never forget these boys. It was a whole bunch of them. They never would get no toys for Christmas because their mama, she was wilding. And the daddy wasn't around. And so they all had there was all some little chocolate boys, and they had their face pressed up against the screen when they saw me sitting on the porch playing with my toys. And I never forget my mama said, don't leave your toys out on the porch, because if you leave your toys out on the porch, those boys gonna steal them. And I played with the ball. I bounced the basketball one or two times. I threw the football up in the air one or two times, and I put the glove on, and I threw the basket. I threw the little baseball up in my hand one time, and I swung the bat about one or two times. And I looked at them boys, and I looked at that stuff, and I looked at them boys, and I looked at that stuff, and I knew that them boys would enjoy that more than I would, even at the age of 5. Talk about, I don't know what ancestor is in me, but sometimes they scare me. Sometimes I scare myself. But I was 5 years old, and I looked at them toys, and I looked at them boys, and I left all that stuff on the porch. And I knew they was gonna steal it. Like, they broke their necks out there on the porch and got that stuff. And I went in the backyard with my sister, and it was sunset. It was around sunset. And I went in the back. It might have been sunrise, but I know that the sun was pretty. I remember that the sun was out and the sun was pretty. It was like golden, and it was like dawning. Like it was like that golden hour. And I was in the backyard, and my sister had her Easy Bake Oven. She's my Irish twin, because we only 9 months apart. So we were in the backyard, and she had an Easy Bake Oven, and we was making mud pies, and we was when I think about that, I get emotional, like, because that was like my best Christmas ever. Like, we was like sitting in the sunlight. Like, it just gave me Color Purple vibes, like with Nettie and Sealy. Like, we were just sitting in the bed, and none of that stuff mattered. None of that, what's between your legs, you a man or a woman, we was just beings, and we was making our little mud pies in the pretty sun in the backyard, nutria rats running around, because it used to be big old rats in the backyard. But baby, we didn't care. We was back there, and we was in, and we and we was making our mud pies on the Easy Bake Oven, and that was my best Christmas ever. I didn't get any. I got presents, but I gave them all away, and And my happiness was being able to make mud pies with my sister. And if that is not of God, if that is demonic, if that's a demonic child, if y'all see that as evil, if y'all see that as a spirit that y'all need to come against, it speaks more about who you are than who I am. Because not only did I make some children happy who could have used the things that I did not have use for, but I went in the backyard and was happy with just sharing what my sister had. Like that was a beautiful story. And if people don't, and there's a lot of beautiful stories like this in this book. There's a lot of things that I share in the book, because, like I said, this book is not meant to villainize people, but it's just meant to take a closer look and and examine our own humanity. Like to examine us, as spirit, as souls having this human experience. So that is literally what this book is about. So I've been on here for an hour, but this is the book. I see you 100% pure love. This is the book, Becoming Purple, my personal Bible of recollecting reflections. It is not a long read. We're gonna read more from it the next time I go live though. It is 170 pages. Intentionally, it is 107 pages intentionally. Make sure y'all click that like button and subscribe to the channel. We're trying to get to 4,000 by the end of the month. But yeah, it is intentionally 170 pages. 1 plus 7 is 8. So yeah, I'll be on that. But yeah, make sure that y'all click that like button. Make sure that you subscribe to the channel. Thank you for coming on today. I just wanted to just come on here and just like this was a little bit of a rant, but also like my feelings are real. Like I definitely feel like we're moving into a season where there's about to be some ascension happening. There's about something is about to happen, and I feel like it's closer than we think. 2025 is gonna be interesting, and I'm like, God goddess, give me a second. Like don't be so petty to not let me like have a moment. Like give me a second, God. I know you done gave me a lot of seconds. I know that I'm 47 years old and I've been getting a lot of seconds, God goddess. Ancestors, I know I've been getting a lot of seconds. Like I know you done gave me a lot of minutes. But I wrote the book. I've been doing the lay lim lay work. The lay lim lay lur work. I've been doing the lay lim lay lur work since 2017. And empathy that started becoming more focused on the work. Like the word is getting out there. Like we really doing the work. Like ancestors. Bitch, I'm laughing, but I'm serious though. Like that's how I be. Like when I be serious, I just start laughing. People be thinking, what's funny? Like this is serious. Like, I am serious, but that's always been the weird thing about me. I laugh in fucked up situations, and I laugh when it's the truth. Like I laugh at the truth, and I laugh when, like how they say laugh to keep from crying. Like for real though. Like that's me. Like. I'm laughing, but I'm serious. Like, I'm like, ancestors. Like, cause I don't, bitch, it's giving. I ain't got long to stay. Feel away, bitch, bitch. Bitch, it's giving. Bitch, when they was saying, swing low, sweet chariot, Bitch, I think they talking about the damn spaceship. We thinking they talking about. We thinking they talking about God coming back. No, boo, they talking about the Anunnaki in the spaceship. Motherfucker say, swing low, sweet chariot, coming forth to carry me home. Yeah. Not right now. Like, just give me a few more minutes. And by minutes, I mean a couple of years. A few. Bitch, a few, bitch. A few. Ancestor. Ancestors, a few. Oh, thank you, babe. You look like the female rapper Nonchalant from the 90s. 5 o'clock in the morning. Where you gonna be? Outside on the corner. Yeah, okay. Yeah, you know I love old nasty old 90s look. I'm a 90s girl. I can make it on my own. A 90s girl. I'm a 90s girl. Yeah. My deeper and gone on my yeah. You know I love our old 90s. Old 90s, baby. Ain't that? Yeah, but that's what I'm just like. I don't know what the tea is like. I feel like it's about to happen, and I'm like, okay, I always be talking about I'm ready, but I just want to make sure I'm ready, ready. You know what I'm starting to realize though on my live, like I'm starting to really get that a lot of haters be watching, like a lot of haters, cause y'all be insistent on not clicking that thumbs up, and this the gag, like y'all can't help but come, cause you saw how many views the video got yesterday, the one I did yesterday though. The video I did yesterday got almost 5,000 views. When I got off the live yesterday, it had 4,000 and something views. So y'all coming, but you're coming because you want to see what I'm talking about, but you're not in a position, like you don't want to hit that like button because you know that's going to push me through the algorithm. You know that's about to push me through the algorithm. And I think some of y'all secretly want to see this mission fail, like y'all want to see this work fail, and it's like you can't help but look. But just know, because you was acting funny with helping me get through the algorithm, when I start doing the things that I'm about to start doing on the platform, because I did say that there was going to be prize giveaways. I did say all of that was going to happen, and my goal is for it to start happening in November during Trans Awareness Week or Trans Remembrance Week. That's when I want it to happen. Like, I've said it once already, I'm saying it again. But don't be trying to be supportive then. Like if you haven't been supporting me in all this time, don't start supporting me when you see like what this channel is really about, because I'm finna show you what this channel is really about. Like, we're getting into that space. We're getting into that season where it's I'm really about to show y'all what it's hidden for. And I really like been brainstorming, and that's why I've been kind of like hitting it hard, hitting it, like being on live, like challenging myself not to curse as much and trying to be more thoughtful about my language, trying to be trying to stay on topic when I'm talking about things. Like, I'm really trying to get there. I still have my process, and my process can be all over the place. I was telling my older sister, one of my elder sisters, this earlier. I was like, I realized that where my work is taking me, where Lay Lim Layler is taking me, I think the struggle for me is that I am gonna have to be able to give you a more I don't want to necessarily say manicured or streamlined, but I think that I'm definitely going to have to give more of a conservative viewpoint, because they'll use that as an excuse to not give you access to certain spaces, like to not have your voice heard in certain spaces. And that's a sacrifice that I'm willing to make, so that I could be in spaces where those who need to hear the message might be able to hear it. And unfortunately, a lot of times they won't give you access to those spaces if they feel like you finna come up in here and you finna give these children Babylon. You finna give these children cheeks clapping, and you. But my thing is, I still like to throw it in a circle. I still like to do all that. I still like to twerk. I still like to have fun, because that's a part of me. That's that primal energy. That's that part of my ancestors that baby, we still indigenous, baby. We still children of nature. Like, we still a part of nature. Like, we not just 100% of invested in this matrix. And so that's still that part of me, that nomadic spirit, that free energy. And I think a lot of times, that how my Gemini is set up, people is like, okay, how can we take her seriously? Because one minute she's talking about all this profound stuff, and she's twerking the next minute. She's throwing her ass in a circle. So how can we take her seriously as a leader, as a teacher, and as a guide? And my thing is, all of your other leaders and your teachers and guides, they never threw it in a circle. They gave you that one energy, and look where the fuck it's gotten us. They didn't give you that. They want to do that for you. So I'm trying to do something different. Hold on. I'm trying to do something different. They didn't give y'all that. They didn't let y'all hold that. They didn't have that capacity for you. They didn't hold space. They didn't hold space for y'all to do that. They didn't. Oh, look at that light. Come on, lighting. They didn't hold space for y'all. They didn't give y'all that. They didn't let y'all hold that. So wait a minute, hold on. Let me tour across the street. They did not let y'all hold that. The fact that people would have time on their hands to watch someone they disagree with is interesting. Ain't that something? Like, literally, a lot of people, like thousands of people, will come and watch my live, but then I'll get like 15 thumbs up or 16 thumbs up, like thousands of you motherfuckers coming on my live to watch. And bitch, you don't agree with me. That's crazy. Like, and even if you don't agree with me, like, if you're interested enough to like repetitiously watch me, then that means that in some way or another it's doing something for you. And so how about be a good sport and just thumbs up that? Like like what's the T on that? Like, thumbs up that. Like just have some showmanship to you. Like, good, like why not give that? Like, why not let me hold that? Like, it's a mess. It really is a mess. It really is a mess. Hey, how you doing? Now watch when I get off of here. It's gonna be a lot today because the numbers been going up and down. And at one time I was up to 60 something people. And so it's like, y'all coming on here And it also speaks to what's going on in society, like how people don't know what, like people need to be told what to support, like people need to literally be told that it's okay to support you. But I'm gonna be one of those leaders and one of those teachers that is gonna continue on doing what I do, whether you support it or not. And like the ones that truly support me, that's the ones that matter. But it's just crazy that so many people like get to like stalk you. This is why I was at the point of like sometimes I feel like, do I want to do do content online? Like this is why I had got to the point to where I was like, when I came back from Africa, I was feeling more like I want to do content that's personal, that like working within my community and meeting people who actually physically show up for me. And so I've struggled with that, like because part of me wants to put out content online because I know that I have the potential to reach more people. And I try not to be cryptic and scary with my messaging, but I definitely like if you are conscious and if you are in tune, you're definitely feeling something. I'm not a person who's constantly around here researching astrology and researching the Anunnaki. I did a lot of it 10 years ago. I talked about them in one of my first videos. So I learned about the Anunnaki in 2010, 2008, 2009. Like I was on that Anunnaki stuff. I was on the learning about life on other planets and learning about all of that. And so now I'm just like in this phase of, if they coming, they coming. But like just allow me to finish get my tribe together. Like, but I know things have a happen. Things will happen, but they have a tendency to happen in the way that you did not expect them to happen. Like I think even though I'm nervous about how this is happening, I still feel like, baby, if them ships show up tomorrow, people just gonna activate. That's just my personal belief. Like if you've been doing enough of what you were supposed to do to put yourself in the vicinity of where you were supposed to be, you just gonna activate. Like you just gonna be like you gonna be like this. But you gonna be walking out of your business. Bitch walking minding your business and all of a sudden, girl, you just gonna activate. You just gonna activate, baby. If you in the vicinity of what you was supposed to been working on and what you was supposed to been doing, when it's your time, baby, you gonna activate. You gonna start. You gonna start remembering stuff that you didn't remember. You gonna start speaking another language that you didn't know you could speak. You gonna start doing things like, if you're in the vicinity of where you're supposed to be, I think that you're going to activate. And so the goal is just to keep working. Like if you know you on your right journey and you know you on your intended path, to stay on that intended path, and don't let nobody try to brainwash you and tell you that you not gonna be ready, or that you not gonna be okay, or that something is gonna, like, you not gonna make it. Don't let nobody convince you with it, because it's that's what I believe, because that's how things have always worked out for me. Like I thought that I wasn't ready enough. I thought that I wasn't prepared, and it was in those times I was the most prepared. Trust the process, baby. Trust the process. Don't think that you're gonna be left behind. Don't think that you're not gonna be ready. Don't even let that take over your mind. Don't let that rule your thoughts, honey. Continue to be the best you could be. Continue to move in that space and work on your wholeness. and get your temple together, get your temple in order the best you can. Because struggles come up, problems come up, things come up, issues come up. And when those issues come up, guess what? A girl be wanting to have a blunt, a girl be wanting to have a drink, a girl might be wanting to go and sit on some peace, a girl might be wanting to take her a bump, a girl might be wanting to go and eat her some fast food or something like that. But like literally be mindful of that. And even when you're doing those things, you know like be grateful for that, and always be thoughtful. One of the things that I do as a ritual when I'm drinking, and it helps me, because my daddy low key is an alcoholic. Well, not low key, high key. My daddy loved to drink. And so, definitely alcoholism running my family. And one of the things that I do, like I said, with the burning money, I do that to keep me from cause money can be a trigger for me sometimes. But I always, when I buy a drink, I always make sure I pull out a glass. You know, bitch, I try to make sure I pull out a glass all the time. I'm not gonna drink this whole bottle. I'm a share a drink with an ancestor. I be on that type of time. Putting that word. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, I try not to do that. I try not to have us in that space. But child, let me get ready. Cause this meeting is getting ready. I got a Zoom meeting at 1:30. Child, I may have some good news for y'all next time I go live. I may have some good news, baby. I got a meeting today. Got a good meeting today, baby. And I'll be able to brag about that on my next live. But yeah, y'all, I'm about to get ready to go ahead and wrap this live up. Next time I go live, we definitely gonna have to do the candle, light the candles physically, because I haven't lit the candles physically in a couple of videos. So I want to make sure that the next time I go live, I light the candles for y'all. But yeah. Down but now that I say cool, it keeps spinning and turning. Iangani, Iyanko, Kalukalo, which means I'm a child of God Goddess, and if I am, you are. Iangani, Iyanko, Kalukalo, which means I'm a child of God Goddess, and if I am, you are. Y'all give me some purple hearts in the chat. Thank you so much. You did it right on time. I want to give a shout out to Fatima, 100% pure love, and of course, hey, Faith, for doing a wonderful job of moderating today. Thank y'all for all the compliments. Thank you, Erin, for always just checking in and chiming in and giving us good information, and sending me those sickening videos. Thank you, Mahogany, Handyman. I scrolled through and thought my speaker blows, shaking my hand. Yeah, and Varoom, honey, I was loving all of those Atlantis comments. But yeah, I love y'all, and let me get off this live, and I will talk to you all later. Girl, we is doing so good number wise and view wise, girl. Even with all of the hate and the shenanigans as in regards to likes, baby, them numbers is improving, honey. They said I had 21, I had 21,000 views total this month so far, and that's 13,000 more views than I normally get. Girl, 13,000 more views than I normally get. So viewership is definitely up. Yes. We're doing very good viewership wise. I want to say, welcome to the extra new 43 subscribers who have come to the channel. Thank you so much for your subscription. You are so appreciated. And I think my next video is just going to be about subscribing and liking. We just going to really just go in and talk about, subscribing and liking and supporting the channel. I think that's what I want the next video to be about. We just gonna talk about that whole subscribing and liking, what people around here subscribing and liking, what people around here supporting. We just gonna have a whole conversation about, yeah, that. And I'm gonna need y'all to come on here and be ready. But we probably gonna have that conversation either tomorrow We are planning on doing like a live stream performance from one of the parks. We're gonna perform some of our music live. That's supposed to be happening this weekend because you know we got our street ministry. Got to do that at least one time before I hit it up out of New York. So we trying to make that happen sometime this weekend. And so yeah, definitely. But I definitely think I want my next sit down video to be probably like me reading from the book and also just talking about like supporting the channel and what that looks like. But y'all have a beautiful day. Remember to burn your candles, and I will talk to you soon. Later. Laylim, lay, purple ones rise.